Hi folks, welcome back to Indian Drives. The scooter which we have got today for the test is the new Activa 125. Well, it's the bigger Activa. As you can spot the differences even from the first side itself. There are a number of changes done to it to make it look distinct than the older ones. Well, naming one of them is here the headlamps. It has got the black fairing right now with it, and now the side indicators are now moved to the front apron, the V chrome stance. Whereas moving on to the bumpers, as we can see the bumpers has got the reflectors now infused into it, whereas the wheels front wheel has grown into its size. It's now measures 12 inches, and the suspension, as you can see over here, is now changed from the single side suspension to a dual fork suspension. It is now infused with the disc brakes, and as well as alloy wheels are also complemented to it. The scooter which you can see in this video is actually the top end variant, so the one with the lower specific won't come with these goodies like alloy wheels and disc brake. Moving further on to the sides, as you can see, there are the side panels are being retained to that of the existing Activa, whereas the foot pegs have now grown in the quality. They are now made up of metal and also comes with a locking mechanism, so you can see over here. Yeah, while the footboard is also being more ergonomically designed, and it's quite bigger and better than the previous one, whereas the hook retains its original position. It's quite of a more utility. It moves freely and has a nice feel to it to store the baggage on the footboard. And as you can see over here, the grab rails are being changed. It's been completely drawn from the Hero Maestro itself, whereas as you can see the seats have grown into a size bigger, and they are more quite comfortable and have been increasing the weight as well, while the quality of material used onto it has a nice feel to it. And as you can see, the stitches are also done very much finely, which gives it a more premium feel than the before. That's the digital speedometer, and the speedometer also moves from one end to another, and when you just turn on the engine. And yeah, as you can see, the 30 to 50 kmph is marked economy with it, whereas the digital speedometer is also being changed and revamped completely. The digits are bigger, as you can see, and they can be visible even in that dark of the light. And if turn in the night time, we can also have a illuminated light backlighted to it. The digits are also now being incorporated in a digital cluster, whereas the above one shows the trip meter, whereas the midline indicates the fuel level, and the last one is about the total kilometers the bike has covered it. And while making one more thing important over here is that the design of this instrument cluster is all new. As you can see, the silver finish plastic placed onto it, and then very important remark that we had made over here is the logo. Earlier it used to be a metal one, now they have incorporated a plastic one into it, which is making us a feel bit of lack of quality into it, whereas otherwise all the things are proper into their place. And if you can see it in the dark, the speedometer has a backlight illuminated into it, so probably that's turn on when the engine started off. Well, moving backside, as you can see, the tail lamps and all these things are also new, where as you can see the tail lamps has grown bigger in size, and now the side indicator also included in the same cluster into it, whereas the rear portion is retained the same to that as it is with the existing generation. All the kick and all the things are the same to the ones which you can see, whereas the side, even the exhaust is also the same, as you can spot. The one thing which I would like to make notice over here is the rear tires. The rear tire is still of the same size as the 10-inch, which is being currently on use on. And yeah, well, this is the button. As you can see, it's a 3-layered thing, 1, 2 and 3. So the mid one gets the light illuminated in the dark on the speedometer, whereas moving on to the mirrors, they are now placed very much ergonomically. And while riding the bike, while riding a scooter, we had seen that a large chunk of your shoulders and the body are being chopped up, whereas now coming to the boot, as you can see, nothing will show here. Yeah, it has a quite generous space inside it, and you can load a lot of things into it, whereas the quality is also being not compromised at all with the plastics, and as well as fuel tank, it is also made out of the aluminum thing. And under the seat remains that same of the existing Activa in the white plastic, and that same quality. In fact, while the major change over here that we can notice is that while closing of the lid of the boot, it now don't has to be punched from the end. You have to punch it from the center to get it locked this way. So it's quite a big change in the seat that the Honda had made this time with the Activa 125. Confirming the changes in the engine, the power has been upped by the 0.6 bhp, whereas torque is also being enhanced to a number of level, which means that you get a more powerful ride at every time you spin the throttle on your right arm. And as we can say, the wheels have grown bigger in size and has gotten a dual full suspension, so it means the rides are comfortable even on the pothole triggered roads as well as the rough patches, which is a familiar sight in the country like India. In fact, so altogether this is a good overall package that the Honda has came out with for a price of above 70,000 for the top end variant, something around Mumbai. So guys, let's see, will this be going to be a top competitor to the ones with the 125cc series in India? So go out for that new Activa 125. This is Hamza Ansari signing off from Indian Drives.